Welcome back. Construction has begun in Fujian province of the first nuclear power plant in its West Coast economic zone. The facility is expected to help ease the country's energy shortage and pollution problems. The plant is located in the city of Ningde, near the province's northeastern coast. It will provide 30 billion kilowatt hours of electricity upon completion of the first phase of the project. Investment for phase 1 totals 50 billion yuan.
Back in Hong Kong, the Department of Justice is seeking a review of a community service sentence passed on a man who posted his ex-girlfriend's nude photographs and videos on the internet. The prosecution called the sentence too lenient. As Mona Lam reports, the magistrate today said a custodial sentence is possible.
The court heard the Department of Justice's application for a review of the sentence this morning. 29-year-old Li Wingfeng had previously pleaded guilty to charges of criminal intimidation and the publication of indecent and obscene articles. The defendant posted 6 indecent photographs and 8 obscene videos of his former girlfriend on the internet on Valentine's Day last year. He also listed the victim's name and the district of her workplace. The prosecutor said Li posted these materials on 3 websites, and it is difficult to estimate how many people have seen them. He also said the defendant showed the intent to commit crimes because Li claimed online that his action was due to the victim being unfaithful. Meanwhile, the defense counsel said Li only committed the crimes on impulse, and he regretted the damage to the victim he has caused. The defendant received a sentence of 240 hours of community service in September last year, and he has so far completed 2/3 of his sentence. The magistrate today said he will consider Li's performance during the community service before making his ruling. He said a custodial sentence is possible, and the case has been adjourned until March 3rd. Mona Lam, TVB News.
The Secretary for Commerce and Economic Development, Frederick Ma, says the government will review laws governing obscene articles following the sex photo scandal involving members of the local entertainment industry. But Ma admitted the issue is a complicated matter. He hopes the review will be completed in the first half of the year and public consultation can begin in the second half. Meantime, educators are using the controversy as a lesson for youngsters.
On the first day of school after the Lunar New Year break, the topic of today's assembly at this primary school in Tai Kok Tsui is the recent sex photo scandal involving prominent members of the entertainment industry. Educators are using it as an opportunity to teach young children about issues such as privacy, relationships, and values. In the classroom, one teacher asked students if they understand the meaning of the word obscene. Pervert was the student's answer. But despite the light-hearted tone of the discussion, there's a serious side to it. The student says it has taught her about the importance of protecting one's body and privacy. Social worker Chong So-ba says the school used newspaper clippings as teaching aids without using photographs to avoid the titillating aspects of the story. The scandal is also the subject of discussions at tertiary institutions, including in this media ethics class at Lingnan University.
I would like students to rethink what the media is, what sort of functions the media play, especially given the kind of media ecology we have, how this sort of reporting would affect our way of perceiving the truth behind this case.
Meantime, criticism today from the boss of the entertainment group to which Edison Chan, the central figure in the recent controversy, belongs. Peter Lam of Media Asia said today that Chen has set a negative example as a public figure and should return to Hong Kong as soon as possible to face the public. Chen has been in the U.S. since the compromising pictures emerged over the internet, allegedly of Chen and other women in the entertainment industry. Other than a video message, Chen has yet to make any public statements about the furor.
And sports now, Jimmy.
Thanks, Rahina. And we got the NBA All-Star Game.
Of staples and frequent power cuts. The election is a chance for the public to show their displeasure, but voter turnout could be low because of violence that has plagued the elections. They were supposed to be held January 8th, but were pushed back after the assassination of opposition leader Benazir Bhutto in December. In the run-up to the elections, a series of suicide attacks have left hundreds dead, including yesterday in Lahore, when a provincial candidate running for former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's party was gunned down with several bystanders. And today, a bomb exploded at a school that was supposed to be a polling station. Luckily, no one was hurt in that incident. There are also concerns elections have been rigged. Bhutto's widower, the head of the Pakistan People's Party, or the PPP, Asif Ali Zardari, has vowed to hold massive protests if these concerns are confirmed. Exit polls were prohibited, but observers say if the election is fair, the PPP will come out top, followed by Sharif's party and then Musharraf's. Still, it is uncertain if any party will achieve a majority in parliament, and a coalition may have to be formed. Results are expected to be out in the next few days. Caroline Chan, TVB News.
Reaction to Kosovo's declaration of independence last night has been mixed and violent. Anti-Kosovo protesters in the Serbian capital Belgrade targeted American fast food restaurants and the U.S. Embassy. And some countries are concerned Kosovo's break with Serbia could fuel separatist movements within their own borders. James Agilia reports.
Like in Pristina, there was singing in Belgrade after Kosovo declared independence. But it was a display of anger rather than rejoicing, much of it directed at America. Serb protesters attacked the U.S. Embassy last night. Massed ranks of police and riot gear faced a barrage of flares and other missiles that pushed protesters away from the embassy. At least one officer was wounded. A grenade exploded at the UN mission, causing no significant damage. McDonald's restaurants were also vandalized. Serbian Prime Minister Vojislav Kostunica says the entire world now understands that the U.S. puts force above the UN Charter. Actually, much of the world will follow the U.S. lead and support Kosovo's break with Serbia. Those countries include Australia, Britain, France, Germany, Italy, and Japan. China and Sri Lanka expressed concern over Kosovo's declaration of independence, while those opposed include Russia, Bulgaria, Romania, Slovakia, Greece, Cyprus, and Spain. The latter countries share common concerns, including fear that separatist regions within their borders will follow Kosovo's lead and/or have historic ties with Serbia. Russia is especially fiercely opposed to Kosovo's unilateral declaration and is in the strongest position to make trouble. The breakaway Georgian regions of South Ossetia and Abkhazia plan to ask Russia and the UN to recognize their independence following Kosovo's move. Russia did call a special meeting of the United Nations Security Council to discuss the issue late last night, but it failed to secure backing for its call to declare Kosovo's declaration null and void. James Lagilia, TVB News.
The British government is taking over struggling bank Northern Rock. The country's fifth largest mortgage lender is being nationalized after suffering heavy losses from the global credit crunch. But critics are tonight raising questions about the move.
These are not happy times at Northern Rock. Last year, the bank suffered the first run on deposits at a British bank in 140 years, and it has borrowed about £25 billion for the Bank of England since the global credit crisis last year. The lender has continued to struggle since. The British government announced yesterday it's placing Northern Rock under public ownership after rejecting 2 private takeover bids.
Northern Rock will continue operating as a bank on a commercial basis. It will be open for business as usual tomorrow morning and thereafter. Importantly, savers' and depositors' money remains safe and secure.
But the move to nationalize the bank has come under scrutiny. Critics say it's dealt a blow to the government of Prime Minister Gordon Brown, who served as Chancellor of the Exchequer under his predecessor, Tony Blair, and built his reputation for sound economic management.
We had to intervene on grounds of financial stability, and Alistair Darling has made the right decisions. I think if you look at what is the test of economic competence, the test of economic competence is running a stable economy.
Brown's government may also face a legal challenge from Northern Rock shareholders. They're angry because they'd likely receive minimal compensation for their holdings.
And still ahead, construction of a new nuclear power plant begins in Fujian. Educators use sex photo controversy as a lesson for youngsters, and a high-flying wheelchair athlete.
An unrefined samurai is but a common warrior. special. Movie of the month, The Last Samurai. Sunday, March 2nd on Pearl.
The votes are in. The people have spoken. The must-see NBA game of the month, as voted by you, the audience, is Boston Celtics versus Phoenix Suns. And it will be live this Saturday morning at 11:30 on TVB Pearl. Hey, want to do this again next month? At a time when most performers would be welcoming retirement, one maestro is determined to pass on his legacy to a new generation.
Then I said, this dream that I have, it has to work.
Rolex presents Spirit of the Arts, Placido Domingo, Inspiring the Future, tonight at 8 on Pearl.
Good evening. Temperatures in Hong Kong finally started to rise today, with morning temperatures reaching 13 degrees or above over most parts of the territory. Looking at the general situation chart, the winter monsoon over southern China is moderating gradually. Today's temperatures vary from 13.7 to 19.1 degrees, and the relative humidity was between 59 and 80%. The UV intensity was moderate with a maximum index of 6, and the mean rating was 3. And the maximum UV index for tomorrow will be about 6. The current temperature is 15 degrees and the relative humidity is 80%. The fire danger warning is yellow and the fire risk is high. And now for the time for Freddie.
韓端打破僵局，領先1-0。換邊之後，中國隊繼續向南韓施壓，不過喺59分鐘，俾朴熙榮嘅頭槌笠死咗張豔瑜。而到咗67分鐘，又係朴熙榮佢喺禁區頂起腳省到人彈入，個人今場連入2球，為南韓反先2-1㗎。到79分鐘，中國隊把握一次角球機會，韓端亦都射入個人今場嘅第2球，為主隊追成2-2。到完場前4分鐘，後備入替嘅郭越射中楣，新人徐緩門前頭槌補中，為中國隊奠定勝局，贏3-2㗎。
北美房車趣女柳曼奪得地通拿500大賽冠軍。地通拿500大賽係北美賽車重要賽事之一，座梅虛席㗎。兩屆總冠軍之美莊臣排頭位出賽，但佢之後同美斯一樣，因為撞車被迫退出。加上另一奪標熱門，曾經奪得4屆地通拿冠軍嘅哥頓係壞車㗎，喺最後圈，雷柳曼喺隊友古特布殊嘅協助之下，順利奪得冠軍。今次係雷柳曼自05年9月以嚟嘅第一場勝利㗎。就新聞報完啦，就翻嚟經濟快訊，留意收睇。
風雪成災，令數以百萬人陷於無助。廣東電視台同 ATV 手心相連，為災民送上溫暖。我哋都非常之需要你哋嘅支持，一齊破冰送暖。粵港同心暖華南，星期六晚8點鐘 ，ATV 本港台。
係咪就嚟打風啊？哎呀弊啦，就嚟落大雨添啊！我好擔心你阿爸個墳墓啊，都唔知頂唔頂得順呢一場風雨添㗎。
你而家就快啲執齊所有嘢，然後自己走先啦！
我哋快啲走啦！大河堤就嚟崩堤，條村就快水浸啦！
立白劇場總有豔陽天，聽晚8點 ATV 本港台。
今次想推薦一啲高手去參加今次萬國比武大會，等我哋中華武術得到全世界嘅認同。我一定會參加萬國比武大會。
陳真幫手！
陳真，走啊！
等3位法官，先後喺判決唔同嘅非禮案時，建議當局針對呢類性罪犯會重複犯案嘅危險，建議成立性罪犯資料庫，防止佢哋重犯。學者指資料庫有助防止兒童接觸高危人物。
有咗呢個資料庫之後呢，所有辦學嘅團體啊，或者係甚至係聘請保姆啊，甚至係如果要請補習老師啊，咁我哋都可以係同政府合作，睇下可唔可以攞到呢啲資料，然後你評定呢個人值唔值得請，同埋會唔會有危險。
保安局長喺前年10月話會交由法律改革委員會研究，而法改會就話佢哋對問題正係如火如荼咁討論緊，但就未知幾時公佈結果。有線電視記者陳建佳報導。
病逝嘅肥肥沈殿霞遺體將會安葬喺加拿大溫哥華。肥肥嘅女欣怡話會依照媽咪嘅心願，做一個負責任嘅人。汪永國報導。
沈殿霞病逝後第2日，鄭欣宜喺親友陪同下見記者。
我哋大家都好掛住同埋唔捨得我媽咪，不過呢，佢都好堅強， 佢同病魔就fight 咗好耐，亦都好堅持地去 fight。咁大家唔好唔開心咯，因為佢fight 咗咁耐咧，佢都好辛苦。咁佢而家走咗咧，佢係去一個更加 peaceful 嘅地方。咁佢 pass away 嗰陣時，我哋都有親友。
不過咧，有議員就質疑啊，政府係因為心目中嘅人選呢係度身訂造啲條件嘅。睇下黃傑偉嘅報導。
政府喺舊年10月公開招聘廣播處長，列明條件之一係應徵者要有大學學士學位或者係同等學歷。而家重新招聘，喺學歷嘅要求上放寬咗，如果冇學士學位，只要喺廣播業或者傳媒相關嘅範疇有最少15年經驗都可以申請。商務及經濟發展局發言人回應話，喺第一次招聘嗰陣有20人應徵，都揾唔到合適人選。考慮到廣播業嘅情況特殊，相關學士課程喺90年代先普及，部分資深從業員只係持有文憑而冇大學學位。喺徵詢過人事顧問意見之後，決定放寬學歷要求，希望吸引更多人申請。議員對政府今次嘅做法有唔同意見。
對於港台本身都係一個侮辱嚟嘅，即係我唔知道呢個做法究竟係削足就履啊，抑或係根本心裏有人。
如果係有相當長嘅工作經驗咧，可唔可以？如果同嗰個專業或者嗰個項目有關啊，可唔可以補救咧？商業機構都有咁樣嘅做法嘅。
政府今次咧係降低廣播處長嘅入職門檻啦。我哋咧就問過被視為係人選之一嘅廣台節目主持人周融咧係傾過㗎，佢唔肯評論咧新嘅聘用條件係咪為佢度身訂造啊？咁但係佢就認為冇大學學位啦唔係障礙。由林妙欣報導。
本身冇大學學位嘅周融話：朝早返工，有同事將新嘅招聘廣告放咗喺佢台面。
咁我就袋咗落袋，咁我都會睇下個廣告係寫咩嘅。
會唔會考慮去申請呢？
我會睇下個廣告先啦。
係唔係政府今次嗰個改嗰個廣告係為你度身訂造咧？
冇人話俾我聽喎。
消息話，第一輪招聘嘅時候，獵頭公司接觸過佢，但係佢嘅學歷唔符合當時嘅條件。
我冇學位，呢個係幾40年前已經知嘅事嚟㗎啦。其實我喺24歲嗰年已經入咗廉政公署，喺6年裏面升咗2級啦。咁我相信即係喺廉署當年都係睇一個人嗰個做嘢做成點，唔係純粹睇學歷嘅。
港台工會話，第一輪招聘有20人應徵，包括有大學學位嘅助理廣播處長戴建文。工會要求政府解釋點解冇人啱。
有20多位嘅人士申請之餘呢，都話唔合乎資格，而將個門檻降低呢，呢個就似乎呢就唔係好合常規嘅做法，好難令我哋相信呢就係唔係有啲事情發生。
有線電視記者林妙欣報導。
黃傑偉啊，喺政府架構裏面呢，同廣播處長同一職級嘅人員裏面呢，有幾多個係冇大學學位嘅呢？
公務員事務局咧就話暫時咧係提供唔到呢一啲數據㗎，咁但係發言人就指好似廣播處長呢一類嘅部門首長啦，一般都係內部晉升㗎，咁即係擺落去公開招聘啦，就冇政策話申請人一定要持有大學學位㗎，咁要按個別職位嘅需要而定。
咁喺廣播傳媒業界裏面呢，又有幾多個機構負責人呢係冇大學學歷嘅呢？
我哋咧如果唔計港台嘅話啦，我哋就問咗全港9間嘅廣播機構同埋咧係傳媒嘅集團㗎。咁當中咧只有1間機構咧係有7個咧回覆咗啦。咁當中只有1間機構嘅營運總裁咧係冇呢個嘅大學學位㗎。咁其餘咧有6位嘅主要負責人啊，都係咧有大學學位或者係更高嘅學歷㗎。咁報道完畢啦，將時間交翻俾2位。
好，唔該晒。我哋都休息一陣啦，翻嚟會報道。刊登藝人色情照被送檢嘅2本雜誌，淫審處評定結果係既非淫褻又唔係不雅。
港大委任李心平做醫學院嘅院長。
科學家研究將二氧化碳變成燃料，幫手解決暖化問題。
廣州碧桂園鳳凰城優雅小戶型洋房美譽，投資廣州嘅理想之選。鳳凰城美譽現正超值發售。
太湖海鮮城珍品美食賀新春，
滋潤養顏，老少咸宜。花膠燉螺頭湯，鮮甜美美，令你回味過橋醬不旁。北海道原貝稻庭拉麵，爽滑彈牙。仲有夜茶點心，陳皮泥鯭粥，每碗10蚊。銅鑼灣尖沙咀店營業至凌晨3點。永隆藍田匯景廣場分行現已開業，喺3月底前惠顧證券、定期存款、基金投資、旅遊保險、匯款或中小企貸款，均可享精彩優惠，更有機會獲贈限量版8達通卡。
債主同私家看護，你未必可以擁有，疏起唔嫁就更難。Magazine 海盈僱傭中心專業家傭服務，僱傭專業培訓，效率高，口碑好。海盈僱傭熱線電話歡迎查詢。Magazine 海盈僱傭專業服務貫徹始終。
心情行動慈善基金今個學年開始巡迴全港中學，推行以情緒睇真啲教育講座為首嘅校園計劃。教材內容係由學術界、醫學界專業人士策劃同埋編製，教育學生建立健康情緒，預防情緒病。
我心情行動榮譽校長同埋守護天使邀請全港中學參與呢個計劃，學生仲有一本情緒錦囊添，快啲打電話嚟報名啦！耶！
塞車又點會喺富昌出現呢？富昌金融集團華資大行實力雄厚，以客為尊，特強用量網上交易系統，落盤暢通無阻，以富裕昌隆，把握每個賺錢機會。富昌金融集團投資有道，致富之選。
北京奧運仲有24週，北京奧運仲有24週，北京奧運仲有24週。有線2008北京奧運官方網站。
生命熱線23820000。
繼續翻到嚟新聞最前線嗱，兩本刊登咗藝人網上色情照片而早前被送檢嘅雜誌咧，淫褻物品審裁處今日咧係有咗評定嘅結果喎。
咁結果咧被評為第一類嘅，咁即係咧既唔係淫褻又唔係不雅，影視處咧要求覆核嘅。由林詠欣報道。
影視處係接到審裁處嘅通知，佢哋送去嘅雜誌包括咗第936期《一週刊》嘅特刊，同埋第531期《東方新地》嘅封面同埋部分嘅內頁，被暫定為第一類物品，即係唔係淫褻，亦都唔係不雅。影視處要求審裁處全面公開聆訊覆核結果，又話係參考過審裁處嘅指引同埋以往評審嘅結果之後，認為有需要求覆核。影視處話考慮到社會對今次事件嘅廣泛關注，公開聆訊令到公眾更加明白審裁處嘅評級標準。影視處話當初係收到投訴，指部分報章雜誌刊登嘅藝人相片係淫褻或者不雅，佢哋研究過之後決定將呢兩本雜誌送檢。影視處到而家收到248宗嘅投訴，都係有關藝人嘅相片或者報導涉及淫褻或者係不雅。有線電視記者林永欣報道。
香港大學宣布委任李心平教授做醫學院院長，任期5年，8月履新。港大校務委員會通過李心平嘅任命。李心平係現任美國華盛頓大學醫學院教學醫院講座教授同腸胃科主管。佢先後喺70同80年喺港大醫學院攞到內外全科醫學士同博士學位，之後喺新西蘭攞到哲學博士學位。港大喺舊年3月就一宗醫學院私家診症收費嘅投訴展開調查，當時嘅醫學院院長林兆欽以私人理由請辭，事件已經轉介執法機構跟進。
立法會政府帳目委員會係發表報告，對房屋署冇妥善咁規管外判管理公司嘅服務質素表示遺憾。由許秋霞報導。
審計署較早時批評房屋署對公共屋邨嘅外判管理工作冇完善監管，包括冇跟進同處分違反僱傭條例嘅管理公司，又冇中央檔案記錄管理公司點樣處理屋邨小販問題。立法會政府帳目委員會認為唔可以接受。
房屋署採取寬鬆手法管理物業管理公司同埋承辦商，而失職嘅物業管理公司同埋承辦商並非蓄意觸犯不當事項，房署職員便唔會作出規管處分。委員會對此表示遺憾，並認為不可接受。
報告建議房署考慮將違反僱傭條例嘅管理公司列入黑名單，同埋建議派房署職員去執法對付小販問題。有線電視記者許秋霞報導。
赤鱲角機場國泰城對開有7人私家車同巴士相撞，8個人受傷。事發喺挨晚，警方正調查原因。蜆殼油午夜起加柴油價，環保柴油每公升會加1毫半，新價係9個6毫7。美國總統提名初選民主黨嘅奧巴馬喺威斯康星州同埋夏威夷都勝出啦，連贏10場嘅初選。至於共和黨嘅麥凱恩亦都係輕易贏多2個州㗎。由李佩珊報導。
已經轉到德克薩斯州拉票嘅奧巴馬唔敢鬆懈，呼籲選民支持佢。
The change we seek is still months and miles away, and we need the good people of Texas to help us get there.
希拉里今次再次失利，下個月初德克薩斯州同俄亥俄2個大州嘅初選更加許勝不許敗，佢仍然表現得好有信心。
They need a president ready on day one to be commander-in-chief, ready to manage our economy, and ready to beat the Republicans in November. With your help, I will be that president.
共和黨嘅麥凱恩就喺威斯康星州同華盛頓州大幅拋離對手哈克比，輕易勝出。麥凱恩話自己唔係最年輕嘅參選人，但係肯定係經驗最豐富嘅參選人，最有能力當總統。有線電視記者李佩珊報道。
美國最快會喺香港時間聽朝發射導彈，摧毀一枚即將墜落地球嘅間諜衛星。由偉新報道。
擊毀失效間諜衛星嘅任務會由美國海軍巡洋艦伊利湖號負責。艦上準備咗2門改裝過嘅標準3型導彈，一旦失敗，驅逐艦德海特號就會補上，發射第3支攔截導彈。美國政府冇透露行動幾時進行，只係話事前1個鐘會公佈。不過就發出咗通知，呼籲船隻同飛機喺香港時間星期4至下星期1朝早10點半到下晝1點，遠離夏威夷以西嘅太平洋海域。美國今次計劃引起中國同俄羅斯嘅關注。美國國務院強調，摧毀衛星唔係要測試武器，而係因為墜落地球嘅時候，衛星入邊嘅有毒燃料聯胺可能危害到人。國務院又話，今次行動同中國上年摧毀氣象衛星嘅做法唔同，會喺距離地球250公里嘅位置擊中衛星，比起中國上次喺離地800公里摧毀衛星低好多。殘留喺太空嘅碎片相信會少啲，對其他衛星可能造成嘅影響亦都較細。有線電視記者游偉珊報道。
睇啲體育消息啦，東亞足球錦標賽，中國男足第2場迎戰日本。陳坤傑國家隊呢一場呢好關鍵嘅喎。
冇錯啦，因為佢哋揭幕戰呢就輸咗俾南韓啊，要衛冕呢今場呢可以話係不容有失啊。不過呢，佢哋上半場只係贏形勢，反而呢就落後日本0-1。紅衫嘅國家隊開賽積極搶攻，但係中籠嘅攻勢呢就欠奉喎。但係日本呢就反而喺17分鐘一擊即中，山瀨公治趁門將中裏擋出咗近門射入。10年未贏過日本嘅中國之後，雖然加強壓迫力，但係臨門一腳呢始終都未夠威脅啊！上半場就咁落後0-1。而歐洲聯賽冠軍杯16強嘅首回合，利物浦主場擊敗咗國際米蘭。國米呢踢咗半個鐘就有馬特拉斯2黃1紅被逐，利物浦完